Well, hello. Back again. New video, Monday. I hope you all enjoyed the last video. We did fit the Vanguard on Amy's van. As you can see, I'm back in the van now. The sealant is completely dried on the vents and stuff. I've just checked it again. It's rained today, no leaks, so that's good. I'm going to crack on today and show you a little time lapse of me doing the electrics. So I've got to set myself up because it's getting dark now. I've got a battery pack and I've got a light, so I'm going to get this electrics sort of started off. I'm hoping to sort of get this control panel out today because I need to see what's going on behind here, because I know that everything's on switches, but I don't know how he's wired it. But Amy's van is coming along very nicely, so she's got a little run here for feet and stuff, and put her shoes on. Just keeps this quite tidy. And then we've got a little bit of lift on one of the tiles. I've masking taped the ends where they meet, because sometimes I found in mine it works, because I've got like carpet tile / foam in under my bed, and it sort of joins them together. So we're just going to leave them and hopefully they set. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do probably on the weekend, carpet wise. I've just got to finish just cutting these little, it was sort of wanted to get it in and done, so it's just like little bits now. Got to get a frame done for this with a open and close for the window. Amy's cleaned down the cupboard today, so they look really nice. But you know what? It's coming along slowly. It'll be good once I get this electric section done in here now, because then we can sort of see what's working, what's not working, and it's just be good for Amy, because then she's got a bit of electric in here and she can start having the lights on and stuff. And then we can actually work on the van a bit more because we've got lighting, even though I've got the battery pack. So I haven't been in here for a while because we had a major setback, so I don't know what state this is in. But I'm going to set the camera up, try and get a decent time-lapse angle, probably on the bench at an angle, and I'm just going to let it run, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit throughout the video, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll catch you all shortly.
Lucid days, I'm getting closer to unlock my consciousness. The poison's only building up my tolerance. We were never born to be the obvious, isn't it obvious? Time is slipping.
Alright guys, coming back to the video. Ignore the mess at the moment. So, what I've quickly done is I've put everything to the buzz bar and connected the battery up just to see if I still had power in that unit. Lights and everything are working. Water pump is working, so I know that I have a live feed coming from the water pump into the socket. I know I've got lights coming into the socket. USBs, I need to test that. And then I have a fridge as a button on there. Now I need to work out, because down here, I think I've done this by mistake. The fridge cable, which is labelled fridge, has split and come off. So I need to rewire this because I want it to have a live fused fridge section. I could run the fridge through a cigarette socket, which is there, but I want to try and live feed it so you can sort of have it fused. Even though that will be fused, I think it'd be better if it's on its own system. So that's what I need to sort of tackle the next couple of days. But I'm actually pretty happy with what I've done. I've literally started it up and everything turned on. Obviously my battery charger won't work because I haven't got my positive in. The only thing I want to change, this is just because of me and I think a bit of OCD, but my negative cable, and this doesn't matter by the way because they are the same cable, it's just color coordinated. My negative cable is red at the moment purely because I didn't have enough negative from down here to get to there, so I ended up putting positive in instead, which I could probably just put some black tape over it because I know that's negative because it's in the negative. But if somebody looks at that, they'll probably say, oh, the positive's it, but I'll be like, no, that is the negative. Not that that's a biggie, because it is the same cable. But yeah, as you can see, my buzz bars are in, crimped, and heat shrink wrap on it. That one was, I need to redo that because that one's not mine. Same with these down here. I don't know what he's done. I know what he's done, but it's just like, I've just got to tidy up now. So as much as it looks terrible and looks a mess, it's actually not too bad. As you can see, solid controller unit's up there. The battery's going to be, that is a perfect measurement from me. It can go back a little bit, but I've now put that on a circuit breaker. because I want to give the option to cut these things off. Obviously, it's just an in-case thing. So that's on a circuit breaker. And then the inverter, I need to put that on a circuit breaker eventually. For now, it'll be fine because you won't be using it that much. And you can just turn it. They are already fused inside as well, so they do trip. So that isn't my biggie. My biggie was the battery to be cut off, so it stops any power. And then I've got 2 fuses, inline fuses on the Renogy. Again, requirements is only 1. I've doubled up and done 2. Obviously 50 amp for that one. So I've got a fuse right on the starter battery, pretty much 5 inches from the cable. And then, sorry, I've got a piece of copper in my finger. And then I've also got one down here, so that's not gonna have any issues. I'm pretty happy with the progress considering the space. I do want to put a little light. I'm gonna fit one of the light up here, so I'm gonna get that done and I'll show you when I've done it. Yeah, so give me 10 minutes and I'll be back with a light up there.
You got me hypnotized by the way you look at me, yeah. Baby, don't you lie, girl, you know your body T, yeah. You show me your pretty girlfriend, who is she, yeah. I'm just tryna know if you wanna be with me.
Right, just a quick one, guys. I apologise for the flashing. I'll try and avoid that as much as I can. But here we go. It's getting there. All my buzz bars are in. Battery is now in. All my fingers are tidied up. I've got to take it back out and redo a few bits, but I just wanted to see if everything was working. As you can see, everything is working. It needs a good dusting again because I've been screwing and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress so far. So that is the electrical cupboard at the moment. Looks pretty decent. It's getting there. Obviously, it's a lot of tidying up to do, but you know what? I've done well with space, and I've even put a bar light in just so you can see the electrics. I had to put it at an angle though because I couldn't fit it in lengthways, but I think that just looks quite nice because it sort of puts a bit of light in there so you can see what you're looking at, which is quite nice. So I'm going to quickly tidy up this van, and I need to go make dinner, so I'll be back either later or tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is now Tuesday. Hope you all enjoyed that little time-lapsey thing and the van last night. Managed to get quite a bit done. Obviously, it's a new day now. Callum is in high-vis. He's at work currently. I'm just going to show you a few little things now. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to, obviously, give too much away with the job because I might get told off for certain things. But I'm just going to show you what exactly it is that I do on a day-to-day basis, because people are like, oh, you just sit in the van all day. No, I don't sit in the van all day. So I'm going to turn the camera on. I'm going to show you. So currently I am in some sort of garage property. So this was just behind some houses. So obviously it's sort of a private land. And from obviously looking already, we are downstream, obviously because we're on a slope. So this was the manhole that we were working on today. So in here is a sensor, and basically that sensor tracks the flow of wastewater. So if there's any blockages, it rises obviously, and then it sets off the sensor, and then the Anglian water come out. But sometimes, because the lids are so thick, you can't get any signal, so we have to put what's called an external in. So this is just a little paddle what gets drilled in the side of the chamber, and it sits there so then you can get signal. So that is job number 1 done, and now we're going to hit job number 2. So basically that is what it does. Like I said, it's sort of a very simple thing, but they can be very complicated in a sense of you move them the slightest bit and then they don't read what they need to read. So it's basically a sensor at the bottom of a device, and it basically reads the bottom of the water or the top of the water to the sensor, so it works out the chamber depth, and then it works out how much water millimeters is in the chamber. So obviously there's parameters, and then say it goes over, say it starts to rise in the chamber, Anglian water get a notification to say this manhole is now too full and it needs to be investigated. So that is basically what it is we do. So we're on a maintenance project, so we just go around and maintain them. There was a project before I started which was installing them. There's just so many on the line. But say, for example, this one was completely not working. We would swap the device out and put a new device in if that still was the case and it still wasn't working, and we couldn't put an external in for a reason, then we'd take the device out only if there is another device on the same line. Because obviously if we take that out, there's no line, there's no sensor on this line, so then Angling Water wouldn't know if there was a blockage. So that is basically the job. There's a lot of paperwork involved. You probably spend half an hour on each job just doing the paperwork side, and you've got to take photos, and yeah. So I'm going to drink my coffee, and then we've got the next site which we need to get up and load up, and then we're going to head to there. But the weather today is looking not too bad. I'll try and get a few snippets throughout the day. I can't promise too much. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, I might be in the van tonight, but if not, I'll pick up the camera for tomorrow for the van. I'm very tired today. But yeah, I'll catch you all in a bit. Hello. Same day, finished work, in Amy's van. Me and Amy have been out together. She came out and she sorted some bits out in the van. So, good news. As you can see, the LED strips are working. So we have everything working electric-wise. Even, she turned the engine on and the charger is now charging the battery. One little downside is the MPPT charger, which is fitted in this van. I don't think charges a lithium battery, but don't quote me because I don't know. I need to search up to find out, because it's only a cheap Photonic Universe MPPT charger, or whatever it's called. So if that's the case, I will order one. They are on Amazon for about $49.99 at the moment. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy. Everything's working. The only thing that I need to do in here, there's a couple of things I've still got to do, but the main thing electric-wise is, I don't know if, actually you can probably see. So we've got a socket here, and we have a socket down the back end here. So that socket now is wired to the inverter, so when she turns the inverter on, she's got power, 230. This socket here could only work when he plugged in on site. So he's got it running to something over here, so when he plugs in on site, that gets power. I want to change that, and I want to have that wired into there, so she's got the option of using both on the inverter, because she's got a lithium battery, so it's going to be fine. It's just because if she's in the kitchen and she wants to plug something in of a kitchen accessory, that is pointless at the moment because it doesn't work. So I've got to try and get a wire down and under the floor. I haven't put these back. This trim I've not placed screws in. I've sort of left it just sitting. Except for this one here, which is holding the run in. So I'm going to run a wire down there and then to the inverter on, obviously, and put a plug on the end and stuff like that. Anything else I wanted to say while I was in here? Next job, biggest job, is there's no doors on the bench underneath. As you can see, there's no doors whatsoever. So the doors are obviously, let me turn the camera on, I'll talk to you. Now that we put flooring down, my head's just going in like 10 different directions. Now that we put flooring down, there's a slight raise on the floor, so the doors catch on the door. So I'm waiting for a circular saw to turn up on Friday. My blades and everything I've got, I'm just waiting on a saw, a new one, a circular one. So I'm going to take a little bit off the bottoms of the doors, so they just obviously don't catch the floor. And then it sort of get things back in. Amy's got some trinkety bits coming, a magnet strip for some knives. Fridge is going to be ordered. She's going to have a dual fridge freezer, which is going to sit in the kitchen unit in here. This lifts up, so you can access inside of there. We're going to make a shelf for dried and tinned stuff. So yeah, you know what? I'm pretty impressed with how well this has come along. Obviously, it was ready to go when she had it, apart from the leak. But we've made it in a way where she can sort of go where she wants and not rely on powering, on plugging in. So yeah, just got little tidy up bits. You know what I mean? It will get there eventually. So I'm going to shut up talking now. A quick time lapse for you guys because I need to tidy all this up. It's an absolute mess. So I'll do that. I'll show you what we're having for dinner. I think we're having a cheap meal and we're going to go with pizza. And then back to the grind tomorrow. Amy's in the kitchen tonight.
We have pizza.
Dirty cheat night, pizza, and then she's done some little nuggies in a bowl. So
I'm
gonna scran now, and then I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos to add to this long video, which is probably on about 15 minutes so far. Well, hello. We've had dinner. I'm gonna finish the video there because it is getting a long one. It's 16 minutes, but there will be a part 2 to this video in the next couple of days. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Amy's got work tonight in the next couple of hours. I'm going to have a shower and get sorted and chill out for the night. But yeah, if you did like the video, please give it a like. And if you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next ones. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.